Well, good evening, Tubies. It's Psychic Bob. Now, before you think that there's something wrong with your monitor, not to worry. I am here in what is known as red light. One of the old-time spiritualist practices was to hold seances under red light. It's believed that red light is helpful to spirit phenomena. It's a soft light, and yet its frequency allows people to see without having the destructive effects of white light. For some psychics, bright white light tends to weaken their ability. It's like the white light just slows down the phenomena. But many of those same mediums, when put under red light, discovered that they had better success. So just to show you here, we have a lamp. I'm using a lamp here today that has a red bulb in it. You can buy these red bulbs at almost any store. I bought this at Home Depot. It's just a forget what it is, like a 10-watt red bulb. It's kind of bright, but in the overall effect of the room, it makes a very soft, dim light. So I thought it would be nice to gather by the red light. So tonight we're going to have a seance. I'm going to go into trance and we'll see what the spirit people have. Today we're not going to be doing the class about the book Mystical Traveler like we normally do. Psychic Bob's had a very full day and he's very tired. But I thought it'd be just to come and sit for a few minutes and see if we get any phenomena. We may encounter even voice phenomena on the recording. It seems that red light is conducive also to spirit voices. So hopefully the spirits will channel through me, but in addition to hearing the voices that come from my body through the spirits, there could be independent voices in the room that could appear on the recording of the soundtrack. So we'll be open to that. But before we begin tonight's seance, let's take a moment. I want you just to join with me and let's attune to the spirit world. Just join with me and close our eyes. Great Spirit, we thank you for this night of gathering. We ask that those loved ones, teachers, ascended masters, and guides from the spirit world that wish to speak to us will come now. We invite them to be present, to bring us inspiration, joy, and help. Let us now open the door between the worlds. We thank those who are coming to us tonight, and we receive you with warm joy and much gratitude. So mote it be. So mote it be. Well, I'm going to settle down and go into trance, so I'll see you when I get back. Oh, well, good evening there. This is Fletcher. It's so good to be back with you tonight. Well, I tell you, there's a lot of good energy out there, and even in through this red light, we can see the soul glow. Well, we got a few people be wanting to speak to you, so I'll be stepping from the medium. This is Fletcher, over and out. Greetings, my dears. This is Rose. Oh, it's such a joy to be back here with all of you. So many of you have been calling upon me. You've been saying, Rose, will you come and assist me? And do you know, my dears, I have been there every step of the way. Some of you here tonight are saying, Rose, is it really true? Is there life after death? And my dears, I come here all the way from the spirit world to assure you that there is life after death. Our medium here is so very gracious to allow us to use his body to speak to you. When we come through a medium, it allows us to lower our vibration so that our voices might be present here in the material world. In the spirit world, you see, our vibration is much higher level, such that you cannot hear it nor perceive it. The spirit world is not far, far away. It is actually interspersed with your world. However, the difference is that your world is at a lower frequency and cannot perceive the higher reality. In the spirit world, there are very many levels of reality. In the spirit world, it is a rule that you can go down to the lower levels, but you cannot ascend to the upper levels unless you're ready. I have levels that I have not yet reached, but know that over here, when we do service to humankind, when we reach out across the divide, then we are bringing the light of spirit to people, and this allows our souls to ascend to higher levels. Some of you understand this principle. You might think of it as, for example, for those of you who have struggled with perhaps an addiction of some sort, be an addiction to alcohol, to drugs, you know that when you're under the throes of an addiction, your vibration is very low. You cannot think of good things or higher things, and many people in such a state become paranoid and even suicidal. These thoughts of self-destruction are of a lower frequency. But when one overcomes one addiction, one's mind becomes clear, one's power increases, the vitality and the health of the body increase, and the soul is able to again do all the activities that they could not do whilst under the influence of the alcohol or drugs. It is the same thing with spiritual life. When you're in the earth, you're preoccupied by this material reality, so much so that many of your higher senses are limited or blinded by the material reality. It is only when one settles down, one studies one's pattern of life, and opens to the spiritual truths, that one can ascend into the higher spheres. Some of you here today had even just about a few months ago you heard my voice, you would have said impossible, no spirit can be coming through and speaking on earth. Yet in the coming past months, I should say the past months, and yet to come for many of you, there will be a gentle awakening, an awakening that says perhaps this world of spirit is real. Perhaps the world of spirit can come to us. Perhaps the world of spirit is the true reality. You see, my dears, the true reality is that all people on the earth will someday return to our world, the spirit world. In our world there is no corruption. It is an eternal realm of light, of goodness, of hope. We do not struggle on earth as you struggle. In our world we grow and we progress in the light. But that progression is directly connected to one's heart and soul. As you seek to love, you expand your light quotient, and as your light quotient expands, so does your ability to travel between the various spheres of the spirit world. And I said earlier that one may go to lower realms at any time and visit, and then in time one ascends to even higher realms than the present. You see, the thing is that many people in the lower realms are waiting for an upliftment, waiting for a vibrational change, a shift, if you will. This is why we of the spirit world come to the earth. There are many people on the earth who have forgotten spiritual truth. They have forgotten that they come from our world, the world of light. They have forgotten that they can ascend to higher realms. And so we come to break open the doors, to release the shackles, the fetters that bind humanity. Humanity's greatest enemy is not the spirit world, but is its own self. Mankind gets upon the earth and forgets who they really are, and they create false impressions of themselves. They think they are great people, and great statesmen, and great ambassadors, and great teachers, and great prophets. But the truth is, it's the spirit that is great. Humanity is the channel of spirit. And when you start to open your mind and your heart to channel the spirit, then all things change for the better. Some of you say, "Oh, Rose, I want to be a channel. I want to receive the spirit. I want to bring messages from the spirit world." My dears, wanting it is half of the game, you see. So many on earth don't want the spiritual gifts. And if we find that rare human who truly does seek our world, who does seek the higher knowledge, well, we're more than eager to come to you. So do not doubt your ability to serve. If it is in your heart to serve, not only will you will serve in great style and with great joy, and there will be much rejoicing in the heavens. Do you know, it says in the Bible, you know, my vicar in the church used to always read the Bible to us, and used to say, in heaven there is great rejoicing when one sinner repents. Well, you know what I used to think. I would sit in church and say, well, I'm not a sinner. I don't even believe in repentance. You know, I was so vainglorious. I did not understand that humility is the beginning of spiritual life. And it was not until I died and came over here to the spirit world that I began to truly live. Many of you remember my neighbor, the fine lady named Madge, who was a spiritualist. You've heard me speak of her here before. Well, you know, when I first arrived in heaven, one of the people that I met was Madge. She had preceded me a few years before my own death. And you know, it's very interesting to me that she should greet me upon my arrival to heaven. Oh, I must say, I must have blushed 1,000 shades of red to realize that I had to face the very person I used to mock. Oh, my dears, that's true. I used to laugh, oh, Madge, you and your spiritualist friends. But do you know, many of the truths that she taught me were verified immediately upon my arrival in the spirit world. For example, Madge used to always say to me, Rose, your soul will pass from this world into the spirit world. And I used to say, well, I don't believe in that. I think I'll be deader than a board, a piece of wood. Perhaps Jesus may resurrect me someday, but I don't know much about that. But the truth is, no one truly dies. You will not go in some grave and sleep for 100 years, and then awaken at the sound of the trumpet. No, my dears, life is eternal. The grave was only made for the body, not the soul. And so when you die, your body will go in that pine box in the earth. But you yourself, you will not go in that box. You will go into the light of the spirit world. Now over here, my dears, there are areas, some that are brighter than others, and some that are less bright. But the brightness is dependent upon your ability to love. If you live a life of love and service, you grow your light, and so you attain a higher place here in the spirit world. I must say my light was not very bright when I arrived there, for I did not, unfortunately, do much in the way of love. But I quickly learned that it is service and love to one's fellow man that makes life worth living, and what makes our growth possible in the spirit world. Oh, my dear, don't think you'll come over here and sit on a cloud. No, you shall not. When you arrive in the spirit world, you're immediately put to work, and you'll soon discover the good and the bad that you've done. Yes, there will be a life review, so don't think you'll get away with anything, because it's all caught up in the end. But the wonderful thing is that even in the life review, there are angels there to guide you, to bring you truth and understanding. And so when you see your bad things you've done, and oh, I must say we've all done a few, don't be too hard on yourselves. The angels aren't, and certainly the divine spirit, infinite intelligence, or God is not. It is true here that God is love. My neighbor Madge used to say, Rose, God is love. And I used to say, Madge, perhaps so, but I haven't seen it yet. But you see, I didn't see it because I did not open my eyes. I was too enmeshed in the material world to think anything spiritual. Oh, no, my dears, let me correct and say that it is not that the material world is bad or we should not enjoy it. But the difference is that I meshed myself so far into it that I forgot my own very soul. This you must be careful not to avoid. Must be careful to avoid, I should say. Human beings are body, mind, and spirit. All three must be in balanced harmony for there to be joy and happiness and success in this life. Too much of one or the other will put you in balance. And if you're imbalanced, well, you can't have much success now, can you? You see, I was very balanced on the, I should say overbalanced on the material side. I was so meshed into money and materialism and wealth that I ignored my spirit, much to my own chagrin, when I arrived here in the spirit world. So do not be like that, my dears. Take time every day to be thankful for your many blessings and look to always reach out and be of service. Be of service wherever you can. A little kind word here or there, bringing a little birthday card to a neighbor who's having a special day. All of these little acts make a difference, you see. Sometimes you can just say hello to the neighbor and smile. And do you know that very simple act of kindness and courtesy? It is noticed over here in our world. So do not think your good acts go unseen, even if no one on the earth acknowledges them. Those of us who reside here in the spirit world, we acknowledge them. And someday you will receive the reward. Some of you have said, Rose, what are the rewards of heaven? What do I have to look forward to? Some of you have even said, Rose, I don't want to sit on a cloud for eternity playing a harp. Oh, my dears, no one over here sits on clouds playing harps. Oh, my dear, I must say there are some beautiful angels that do play a melodious tune here. But that is not our reality. As humans, and I still consider myself a human, though I'm a spirit now, but humanity is designed to grow, to learn. And so here there are universities where you can study. There are countless libraries. And not only do we have beautiful books to read, we also have the Akashic Records, which is a form of visible, like it's as if you were to film history and could go back and watch each moment of history in 3 dimensions. These are the Akashic Records. These exist here as well. And people study them to understand great periods of history. Some people study the Akashic Records to understand their own past lives. Oh, I know you're saying, what, Rose? Did you say past lives? Yes, my dear. We all live eternally. And in infinite intelligence, infinite wisdom, there is the possibility for a soul to choose to come back to the earth again and again if so need be. You say, but Rose, I was not brought up believing in reincarnation. My dear, there are many beliefs on earth that are askew from the truths of spirit, one of them being that the soul only has one lifetime. My dear, if you believe that the soul only has one lifetime, what a pitiful and miserable world it is. What do we account for those who die at age, 12 years old, as opposed to those who die at 112? Is it fair? Are they judged equally, as one sentenced to heaven and one to hell? No, my dear, each soul gets an opportunity to return, to grow, to learn. So don't let reincarnation trouble you. It is simply a choice that will be given to you when you arrive here. You have all the time in the world, as there is no time here, to reflect on the great truths. You have all the time in the world to contemplate your most recent lifetime, to understand the whys and ifs and wheres and hows that you did not understand in that life. And when one examines one's life over here, particularly using the Akashic Records, one sees all the interplaying forces that affected one's life in a way that is not visible upon the earth at this time. So be of good cheer, have faith, and know that over here all we ask is that you try your best to love. And if you do that, you will be very close to the spirit world. Fletcher says our medium's power is starting to wane, so we shall not beleaguer this. But I do very much thank you for the opportunity to come. I do enjoy this red light. I feel as if it is warming my spirit. Well, my dears, I think the power is starting to fade, and I feel myself fading with it. So I bid you farewell, and know that those of us who come from the spirit world will be here in the future to guide you. Please call upon me. My name is Whew, hey Tubies, it's Psyche Bob. Well, I'm back. That channeling was very intense. But anyways, I thought I'd let you know that when you do a red light seance, it's good to slowly come into white light. Don't just instantly flip on the lights. Give yourself time to come back, and not just for the medium, but for everybody who sits in the circle. So I'm going to take a few moments here and acclimatize to the light, and then we'll bring back the white lights. Hey TVs, it's Psychic Bob. Well, it is so awesome to be back with you. Well, I tell you, I love the channel. I feel so good. Anyways, did you guys like the red light? Red light seances are interesting. A lot of times those are used for physical phenomena. And in the future, we are going to sit and do a physical phenomena seance to see if we can raise spirit voices and get objects to move and things like that. So anyways, I want to bring out my red light and try it out tonight. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. By the way, I got a few important announcements here. First, if you haven't done so, well, actually, I don't know if this is up yet, but either tonight or tomorrow, pop over to my website and get my newest painting. This is my newest artwork. It's called Sunrise on Neptune. It's a modern abstract piece. If you like modern art, you can get your free copy. Now, this is my original. It's actually done on canvas, but you can get a print copy of this for free. Yeah, no gimmicks, no tricks, nothing, at my website, PsychicBob.com. Okay, so go over there, get your free copy of this, okay? Called Sunrise on Neptune. If it's not up tonight, which is Saturday night, check back. Should be up by Sunday, okay? So anyways, pop over to my website, PsychicBob.com. While you're over there, also make sure to pick up some books. If you enjoyed this, you might want to get Messages from Rose. This is my book about my early days as a medium, a biography, autobiography. Ouija Mysteries, a wonderful book about my work with the Ouija board. And then we've got Psychic Bob's Book of Wisdom, and then Psychic Bob's Book of Spells, some Wiccan books. All of these are available at PsychicBob.com. Now, really important announcement. I hope you're staying with me here. For those of you who stay, you get the rewards. If you clicked off, you're going to miss it. This week, actually tomorrow on Sunday night, we're going to do a live messages video. So be here. We're going to do little mini readings. It's called Sunday Nights Hangout with Psychic Bob. And you know we do that on Sundays. But we're going to have a contest tomorrow. Every week through the month of December on Sunday, we're going to do a drawing. And we're going to give away a free compact voice reading. You say, what's a compact voice reading? Compact voice reading is a new type of reading that I've launched. And basically what it is you send me 3 questions via email. And then when I get those, I answer those. I create an audio file. I answer the questions and I email it back to you. So you get your own private reading via recording from Psychic Bob. And so the price on those are $80 for those readings. But we're going to give one away each week. So if you're here tomorrow night on Sunday, I'm going to draw a name out of the hat, and whichever subscriber's name I draw gets a free compact voice reading. Now, if you want to be eligible for the drawing, you need to put a comment in the box below, and anything you want, just put a comment, whether you know what your thoughts are, what you thought about the message tonight, and you can also put in just a comment, I want to get the compact voice reading. Anyway, so I'm going to take all the comments that come in on this video, and I'm going, now let me just clarify, I'm only going to take one entry, so don't spam the comments with 100, I want a voice compact voice reading. I'm only going to take one, so only put one comment. But of all those who put comments, I'm going to print the page out, cut them up, throw in a hat. Whichever comment I draw tomorrow night is going to win the compact voice reading. It's an $80 value, a gift from Psychic Bob to you for free. All right, so if you want to be in, put some comments in the box below, okay? Well, guys, listen, I'm going to cut it short. I'm a little tired tonight, but I've had a great time being here. I hope you have too. But listen, be back here tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. We're going to do a live broadcast. That's right, Psychic Bob Live. You don't want to miss it. So be here, and we'll see you then. 7 p.m. Eastern, that's 6 Central, 5 p.m. Mountain Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Time. For those of you in Europe, it's midnight London time, 1 a.m. Paris time, or German time. So anyways, we hope you'll be back here for live psychic readings and the contest tomorrow of who's going to win a free compact voice reading. As I said, we're giving one away every week through the month of December. You don't want to miss it. So you got to be a subscriber. So if you're watching and you're like, oh, I want that, you need to set up a channel. You don't have to do videos, just to create a channel page, and then you can comment and be part of it. So I look forward to that. You guys are the best. I love you. Listen, be back here tomorrow for Sunday night hangout and free psychic readings with Bob and our contest. We'll see you then. Until then, may all of you always blessed